What's up guys, it's Nadestraight here, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of things. First thing is why I left Radiant Esports, which was the team that I was creating content under since I think around about the 19th to 21st-ish of February. I left that team a couple of weeks ago, and I'll be going into more depth as to why I left that team instead of just my small announcement on Twitter. So if you want to stick around to know exactly why I decided to leave, then that'll be great. And then we're going to talk about Revive Nation, which is the team that I'm wearing the hoodie from now. We're just coming out with this apparel recently. I think it may even be announced when this is uploaded, so if it is, go and get some and check out the rest of the range. So first of all, Radiant Esports. Radiant was a team that I joined, as I said, in sort of February, and I was creating content, so YouTube stuff and a couple of live streams. Didn't really live stream though. It was mainly just YouTube content on Halo games, Splitgate Arena Warfare, which is an FPS very similar to Halo, and then any other games that I felt like playing, you know, every now and then. Just kind of like anything that I was interested in, which is obviously mainly FPS stuff, as you can probably gather from my channel. So Radiant is a gaming organisation, an esports team, so they compete in games such as Call of Duty, Paladins. They did compete in Halo, but not at the moment. I believe they've played in Rainbow Six at some point, and there's a couple of other titles as well, I'm not quite sure. But, so they are an esports team first, I think. That's what I got from my time being there, which led to why I left. So I came on as content, obviously, and while I was there, things were good at first. You know, my videos got promoted, and I would mention them in my videos, and a couple of sponsors and stuff, and you know, we benefited from each other. But after the course of about, I'd say, a month and a half to 2 months, that died down a lot. I'd put out content, and it wouldn't get promoted, such as retweeted or you know, mentioned at all by the Radiant account. So they just kind of, you know, worked the opposite way. They didn't mention me as much, so I didn't mention them as much, and it became like, why are we still in partnership, kind of? And I think the reason that they stopped mentioning not just me, but a lot of other content stuff, so streamers and people making videos, especially the people making videos rather than live streams, we just got no exposure from them because they were focusing a lot on their Call of Duty team, which is understandable. I understand it from a business point, because the Call of Duty team was doing really well at the time. They placed first in the EEG Online Season 2, I think it was, won a bit of money there, and went to an event called EEG Malta, which was EEG's second event, I believe. And the prize pool for that was between like 3,000, 5,000 euros, I think. So rightly so, they put a lot of their attention into the COD side of things, to make sure everything was prepared for that event, you know, and that they could have the best possible chance of winning that event, and also creating content but based around the people who were going there. So the rest of the content, such as the streamers and the video creators, we just didn't get any kind of promotion at all. And as I said, it became like a, why are we still working with each other? We're not benefiting from each other in any way. I wasn't seeing growth, and therefore I stopped making content. I didn't make any content for them, therefore they didn't get anything from me. You know, it's pretty easy to understand. At the time as well, I was also suffering from some medical issues, which I still am, but it's not as bad. You wouldn't know it looking at me. But before, I looked very different, very yellow in the skin, and not in the right mindset or appearance to create content. I just didn't want to put it out there, didn't feel like doing it, and if I did, like I did attempt to do some stuff, but after watching it back I was just like, no, I look awful, I can't publish this. So that, you know, inflicted a bit as well. So that's why I decided that in my current state, and with like not as much drive to do content, it'd be better for me to go back to pursuing a management/ownership role, which is where Revive comes in. Last year I owned a team called Revive Nation. I worked on it for about a year and then got an investment from a previous like friend/Halo player that I teamed with for a bit. He wanted to get into the same thing. His name was Diggy. If you've watched any Revive content or, you know, looked at our Twitter page and stuff, you'll have seen him mentioned somewhere. And if you know who he is, obviously you'll know that he was a part of Revive for I'd say probably 6 to 8 months, and the investment came from him. So I was putting money in, and he was putting money in through money that we'd saved up or just from our wage and stuff. And with that money, we put it towards making better content, getting teams out to events. We attended 2 HCS London events, and then we took part in a Street Fighter tournament. We sent our Street Fighter player over to 2 events as well, which one of them I think he placed top 8 in, which was pretty good. It was only a small event, but he won some money there. And then we had some Call of Duty teams, which we didn't send to events, but we entered them into some online leagues. So all of that cost money, which we need funding for. So we did pretty well in the space of a year to gather some funding. It wasn't massive amounts, but it was heading in the right direction. So I've gone back to doing that now. So once again, I've picked up the organisation. Obviously, I didn't work on it at all while I was with Radiant, and now I've stepped out of Radiant, come back to Revive, built it up again, and in the first month, so I announced the return in May, we're now obviously in June. 1 month, we've done so much more than what we did in the space of a year. In terms of the people that we've gathered, the amount of content on the Twitter page. We haven't done any YouTube stuff yet, but like the content on the Twitter, the success from the teams has been just like, if we were to continue at this pace, we'd do so much more. We haven't done anything event-wise, so there's that, but in terms of who we've got for the content, the plan we have, and even though the COD team we have at the moment, they placed first in the recent EEG Season 3 qualifier. So we're hoping to have a Radiant versus Revive match, and obviously I'll be hoping for Revive to come out on top. Radiant are the team to beat though. They won the online season last league, so it'll be pretty difficult. But all that should be great. We're getting getting the name up there. And then we have the merchandise dropping. This hoodie, so the merchandise is called the Classic Collection. It was all the stuff that was available last year, just revamped a bit, and it'll always be available. But then every drop, or almost every drop from like that point onwards, will be limited. So you once the stock is gone, it's gone. Very similar to how 100 Thieves do their merchandise, and a couple of other esports organisations have started adapting that way of doing merchandise as well. So with the content side of Revive, we are making a Halo-based content team, and then having content creators as well. Those are separate things. Obviously, the Halo-based content team still makes content, but they're focused not solely but heavily on Halo content. And then we have the other streamers and content creators who do whatever they want, basically. So the Halo people we picked up, the first person we announced was Plaza Plays, who works on, if you know who Puckett is, LG Puckett, pretty sure every Halo person knows who Puckett is at this point. He does some top 10 videos with Puckett, so that was a great pickup, and he's going to be the content manager. So if anyone needs any help with anything, they come to him, he comes up with ideas, and then we work back and forth with who we want to pick up, get lists to each other, and decide who we want to bring going forward and what we want to do. So then me and him decided that we were going to try and pick up Batchford, who I previously tried to pick up last year, but at the time he was already signed to a team because he was competing. So now he's focusing a lot more on his live streams and his YouTube content. He just started up a YouTube channel, which we promoted pretty well. His first video has like 450 views, and he's gained like 100 subs in a week. So that, for an amateur organisation that only has 2,000 followers, is pretty good. And then his second video has like 200 views now as well in like 3 days. So yeah, for someone who's like just started, I can't remember the last time that someone made a YouTube channel and in their first week got 100 subs and like 650 views. So yeah, that's doing great. And then we picked up Pixel Pete, who's a Twitch streamer, doesn't really do YouTube content. He's put a couple of clips out there, I think, and maybe like a few highlight videos. We'll be working on doing more of that stuff with him. We're much focusing on the content. Content and streaming are different things. Content is what we say for YouTube, basically. So we'll be pushing his live streams. We are retweeting them and tweeting out when he's live and stuff, trying to help him grow on there. But we are going to focus a lot more on the YouTube side of things as well with him. So such things like highlight videos, clips, or content with the rest of the Revive team as a group, where we do funny things like Revive plays legendary campaigns or 2v2 matches against each other, or even just us playing other games like party games and stuff, because obviously that all helps them build their personal brand, and that's great for them and us. Obviously exposure both ways, and that's what we want to do. So then we picked up Apparel as well, who was previously in Revive. He plays Darwin Project and Halo, not so much Halo at the moment, but Darwin mainly, and he's always in like the top 3 Darwin streamers in terms of concurrent viewers, so he's doing really well on that side of things as well at the moment. So it's great to have Matt back. I was subscribed to him on Twitch for 13 months, so that's just a testament to like how entertaining he is, and it's good to have him in the team. So that's the future for Revive content. We do want to go to a couple of events. They just announced a Halo event, so it'd be great to get a team to that event and film some videos with them, like trivia videos, interviews, you know, Q&As, stuff like that at the event, which is in London. They just announced Face It are doing a Halo 3 4v4 and a Halo 5 2v2. So to get a team for either one of those and do content with all those guys would be great as well. So yeah, that's pretty much covered everything. I've probably rambled on for too long and gone into way too much detail. But that is everything. So that's why I left Radiant, why I've gone to Revive. I don't hate Radiant, you know, I'm not angry with the decision they made. I'd do the same thing with the limited resource that I have. If my Call of Duty team was going to an event and they were going to possibly win a share of like $5,000, I'd put a lot of my focus into them. But you know, I decided it was the time to leave based on medical situation, what I wanted to strive for, and just my plan going forward, you know, to do something. So yeah, I mean, I know the guy who owns Radiant, I'd consider as not the best of friends, but alright with each other, mates in a way. I haven't known him for that long, but I guess at this point we're rivals, because I want to beat that team as much as possible. It'd be great to say, you know, I left this team and now the team that I'm building up is beating them. So yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed. If you stuck around, then thanks, and I hope you click the like button. Subscribe for more as well. Comment below. I'll discuss things with you, and make sure you follow me on Twitter. As long as following Batchbird, Pixel Pete, Matterall, Plaza Plays. We also have Cerberus as well. He streams Fortnite and a bit of Halo. I'll link as many people as I remember, as well as like Twitter accounts, YouTubes, whatever, in the description. And if I somehow forget or forget a few things, it's all findable on our Twitter anyway, at the Revive Nation. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.